I believe I may have been brilliantly bamboozled, boys. I've never paid. I've never had to pay to receive a package today, but when I went to pick this up, they made me pay to receive it. Apparently Alex, who sent this to me, didn't put enough postage on it, and so I had to pay the remaining balance. $1.27. Turns out, I think it'll be totally worth it, though. Let's see what's in here. An index card. Hello, Peter. I got you the fingerboards you requested or something. I'm X7AlexR, or Alex on Twitch and YouTube. I gave you 3 more things beside the fingerboards, and I'd like to see something cool be drawn on them. You can keep it all. Well, I don't really know what to say, but I showed my little sister a drawing of your, and she said, "What is it supposed to be?" LOL. Ya boy, Alex R. Yo, what up? Let's see what we got here. The fingerboards, it looks like. A baby little canvas. I tried to do something cool, did not work. Another baby little canvas. And a baby little easel. Guys, you know what this means. Time for baby little painting. Guys, I think I've even got some baby little paintbrushes. I'm not good at painting, but let's do some baby little painting. And maybe maybe I'll experiment with these fingerboards and show you if I figure out any cool tricks. Was that a trick? It spun around and I landed it. Oh, these have art on them. Why don't I make these? I can make my own fingerboards with art and market them and stuff. So then I started painting. I know my name is Peter Draws, but I started painting anyways. Look, I'm not good at this. Don't take painting advice or tips or anything like that from me, because I have no idea what I'm doing. And anyone who does know what they're doing is probably like, Peter, you're making the most rookiest of mistakes here. But look, the type of advice you should take from me is starting advice. This is I did start, and that's the sort of thing you got to do. You just got to start, and I would have. You got to make these rookie mistakes. Whatever, I don't know what rookie mistakes I made. I mean, I felt like I was making them the whole time. Not the whole time. Every now and then, I did put a few little globs of paint down that were just super satisfying, or I smushed them around on the palette that were just, I don't know, it just felt right. It just felt good. But a few times I was smushing it around and it just felt off, and I knew that I had to make those weird little off stuff that just didn't feel right, didn't feel as good as it could. I knew I had to do that way before I could, move on to the amateur and, intermediate mistakes, and then eventually, maybe one day, make the professional mistakes, the high-ranking, top-tier mistakes. I don't know what type of mistakes those are, or if those are the worst mistakes, or if those are, the mistakes that aren't quite as bad. I don't know. Anyways, but just start. Just do something. I don't know if it's... maybe grab a little tiny canvas, or just it doesn't even have to be paint. Anyways, I started, and this piece that you see me work on right here I call this landscape portrait, or maybe I call it portrait landscape. Anyways, I'm using acrylic paint, and I'm using little Kolinsky paint brushes, which are made from ferrets, sad face, and if you were painting something bigger, you would want to use some sort of palette for your paints that keeps them moisturized. But since I was only using little dabs, little globs, little bloobles of paint at a time, I wasn't worried about it, and I was okay with them kind of drying out as I was using them. I wasn't wasting that much paint, and so I was just kind of going at it, mixing it, smushing it on there. I don't know why I keep saying I was smushing on there, but I really was. It's controlled smushing. It's controlled smushing, just like when you're drawing with a pen. A pen is just a way to pour ink onto the paper in the most controlled fashion. And painting with a brush is a way to kind of pour paint onto the canvas in the most controlled fashion. So go at it. Pour it on there And, if you're maybe, want to go at it in a Polakian fashion, you can pour paint onto the canvas in a slightly less controlled fashion. It's okay. You can go at it however you want. All right. There's no rules. And in that sense, I guess, while there are a few like I was talking about the mistakes earlier, I guess you can make mistakes if there's a certain way you want to go about things. Like a couple times I realized I was trying to accomplish like a certain effect, like maybe I wanted it to be a little grayer, a little lighter, a little wider, a little more of this, a little less of that. And I wasn't quite sure how to go about it. And maybe I took the long way around when I could have taken the short way, but sometimes you see a few more interesting things the long way around, and it was a little bit better. And I learned something that way. So it's fine. It's okay. And, a couple times I think my paint got a little bit cakey at one point. And, I don't know. Paint is one of the main things I noticed that was different about paint than ink is that, I don't know. I mean, I'm already of the opinion that you can't really mess up ink. At least with my drawings, I can't really mess up ink that much, right? Just the way I go about it. But with paint, even if I mess it up, I just got, at least with, like the acrylic paint, you can just wait for it to dry and then, layer over it. But then at one point I was like not waiting for it to dry, and I kept on adding more layers, and these weird half dry layers I kept on adding were building up in this weird smushy, cakey, gunky, I don't know, it was I regretted it briefly until I just worked with it. Anyways, so the first piece here, as you see, it's my portrait, landscape portrait, whatever it is. It's a cool concept. I wasn't sure if it was like looking down at some cliffs, looking up at a weird, fantastical landscape, or something else entirely. It kind of kept changing in my mind, but there's some earth tones, sky tones, maybe sea tones, all kind of mixed in there together. I almost said smushed again, but I feel like I'm oversaying the word smushed. I'm kind of smushing smush into my smushy words too much. But anyways, and then the next one, Alex sent a black canvas, which was, I guess the canvases normally are, they both came primed. One came primed with white, one came primed with black. And the black one I ended up only using one color of paint on, I'm going to tell you right now. This one was my first foray into what is known as suprematism. Suprematism, as you can see on Wikipedia, is not to be confused with supremacism. Two very different things, all right? Suprematism is an art movement, and this is my first foray into it, my first, dipping my toe into it, so to speak, so to say, como se dice. But it was fun. I liked it, and I call this one Sideways Red Square, and I think it turned out well, and it was very satisfying. I was very meditative, and I kind of lost myself inside this piece, and I like it a lot. Can you hear me rubbing my nose right now? That's my nose and my finger. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. You're all incredible people, I'm sure. I don't know you, but I don't want to jump to the conclusion that I did wish I know you. Jumping to conclusions is bad, but anyways, go out there, make something. Don't take these, like I said, don't take these paint tips from me. Do take the starting tips. Go start something and learn your own paint tips. Get some of those hands-on experience. You can do it. As you can see here, you don't need to know how to do stuff. Like, just go make something, all right? Just go do it, all right? All right, goodbye, everybody. I love you. Goodbye. I don't know. Okay. I'm bad at ending videos. I'll be back. Stronger than before.